Hey guys, it's your boy Reezy here, and today we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to do a review on the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, starring my boy Miles Morales and the other Spider-Men and women. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There are going to be spoilers in this video, so if you not have seen the movie, you might want to click out now because I'm going to be talking a lot about this movie. Okay guys, 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. So, Miles Morales is the GOAT of the Spider-Verse. This was by far, hands down, the best Spider-Man movie. And I'll tell y'all why. So, at the beginning of the movie, Miles Morales is just an average teenage kid, trying to find himself, listen to his music, and he's just, in his motions. And I love how his character is portrayed in this movie, because it's not like any other Spider-Man movie that we've seen about, average Ben Parker dies, then Spider-Man's gotta become something that has great power and great responsibility and all that other stuff. But really, you see how Miles matures and how he's different from the other Spider-Man movies that we've seen in the past. And so he's really a interesting character, and is a really relatable character in the movie. And I was surprised because I was thinking I am not gonna like some of the characters in this movie, but I actually love every character. Every character was portrayed perfectly. This movie was by far the best Spider-Man movie. Live action, this was kind of better.
Gotta get back on the trail.
This was better than no, I don't. This was better than the Ultimate TV show with. It was just better. This was such a great movie by far. So I love. I'm gonna talk about Miles' family real quick. Miles' dad, I loved his dad because it was so interesting about the way he would talk about Spider-Man and how he would talk about how he's a vigilante and stuff, and how he doesn't. It's not like he doesn't like. It's not like he doesn't like Spider-Man. It's the fact that he doesn't support that he's a vigilante. And, that's understandable, He's not like J. Jonah Jameson, who just straight up hates him. He just doesn't agree with his methods. But it's not saying his methods are wrong. It's just his methods are just not, with the police. It's not the police way of doing things. So, in this movie, his dad and Miles aren't really the best friends, and I don't know why. I think the reason why they're not the best friends is because his dad works a lot, because he's a cop and he doesn't really spend enough time with them. Well, that's beside the point, though. Like, they end up making up at the end of the movie, and peace and harmony and all that other stuff. Nice warm breeze and crap. So, Miles is an average kid who just got accepted into a very, very great private school that can, push him forward in his future. And he has trouble, and he's having trouble kind of relating to, what's it called? He's having trouble relating to other students and stuff. He's having trouble fitting in. It's a lot of work from going to class. He ends up being late, and when he meets Gwen Stacy, and I'm happy that it was Gwen Stacy that he met, because Gwen Stacy is one of my favorite Spider-Man characters. I like her better than Mary Jane. Probably not a popular opinion, but it's whatever. And then when he meets her, she's like she's kind of like a rock kid, where she's off by herself, doesn't really socialize with other people. And then Miles comes in, he makes a little joke in class because the teacher caught him on being late, and he's like, well, oops, make a little joke about it, and she laughs, and then they kind of become friends after that. Now, one thing I did like about this movie, another thing I liked about the movie actually, was Peter Parker and how they did his origin, because everything was like a comic book in this movie. So it was like I was watching someone read the comic to me about their origin stories, and then watching them at the same time. And that was just so well done. Like, this movie was so well done. And so at the same time, though, I kind of didn't like the first Peter Parker because of how perfect he was. Because he had Mary Jane. He had, you know, everything that he ever wanted. And then this dude straight up just dies, you know, like by the Kingpin. And so I was just like, bro, what? You say you're gonna be right behind me. So before I get into that part, I'm gonna tell y'all how Miles got his powers. So Miles would tag a lot of stuff, and you know, he was kind of doing graffiti. His dad would make him clean up the streets. After he tagged, his uncle was like, yo, that's talent right there. I mean, your dad used to do it back in the day. And so he takes him to a subway where he could tag freely, put his art on the wall, and then he gets bitten by a spider. And immediately, he kills that thing. He's like, it's a spider bite, so let me just kill it real quick. And so he starts feeling different the next day. He grew taller, his voice got deeper, and he's like, I hit puberty. And he's like, wait a second, I already did that. And his roommate's like right behind him when he says it. He's like, well, don't hit puberty around me, bro. Keep that crap to yourself. So he sees Gwen Stacy again the next day, and so he's like, hey Gwen, what's up? And his uncle taught him this little trick, talk to girls. And he's like, just put your arm on her shoulder, look into her eyes, and just say, hey. Now, I don't know how effective that really is, but I'm sure that that was creepy in some countries. So he tries it, and his fingers get stuck to her, and then he puts his hand on her head on accident, and now they're stuck together, and she's like, yo, Miles, just chill real quick. And he's like, I'm sorry, this is gonna hurt, but I'm gonna yank my hand off your head. And he pulls her hair out of her hands, and he gets nervous because he knows everyone's talking about him. And you know, he's walking around, and then the school cop comes. He's like, yo, why are you skipping school? He starts running, and then he's just like stuck to the walls and stuff. His powers go out of hand. It's a lot of crazy crap happens, and I love how they show that him struggle with his powers. Because in the other Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man's just like, yo, I got powers, I'm gonna stand on top of this roof, squirt a little webs out of my wrist, and, you know, boom. That was how he did it in Tobey Maguire. Now with Andrew Garfield, he's like, well, hey, I'm cool now, so I'm gonna start dunking on people. I'm make these web shooters, I'm gonna be the most popular kid in the school. And then this new Spider-Man, who is my favorite live action. No, he's my favorite Peter. But if I have to choose between Miles or Peter, Miles hands down. I would love to see more Miles than Peter, because I'm tired of seeing Peter Parker. But you know, that's besides the point. Back to where it gets interesting. So Miles gets the spider. He goes back to the subway trying to find the spider. He touches the spider, and the spider sense start kicking in. And then he sees Peter fighting the Goblin, not the Green Goblin, because Green Goblin's the suit. He started fighting Goblin, and they started having this whole particle manipulator thing where they can go to different universes, because Fisk is trying to bring back a version of his family because his original wife and kids left him because they saw him fight Spider-Man, and they're like, no, I ain't about that life. I'm gonna take me and my kids away, and they end up dying and stuff. And so Fisk is trying to bring back his family, and I don't think he's really in the wrong. It's just the fact that, you know, it's kind of sad that, you know, he's trying to bring back something that he lost, and at the same time the whole city's got to pay for it. You know, and so I kind of felt for Fisk a little bit, but at the same time I was rooting for Spider-Man to win. So Spider-Man finds Miles, and their spider senses kick in because they're like, yo, we're the same person. And so Peter was like, yo, stay right here, stay safe, and, you know, I can help you with your powers. And immediately when he's trying to put this chip in to save the world, Peter gets crushed, man. And Miles is like, yo, Peter, you gotta train me, bro. You're Spider-Man. And then Peter's like, yo, I'm gonna be right behind you. Just take this flash drive, keep it safe, and I'll meet up with you. And then Peter started talking too much crap. And then Kingpin crushes him. And then Peter's dead. They have this whole memorial. No, and then Stan Lee. Gosh, it was too soon to see Stan Lee in the movie. And Stan Lee was just there in the movies. My heart. There's like two Spider-Man died in this movie. You know, Stan Lee and Peter Parker. R.I.P. my man Stan. So Miles goes to Peter's grave, and he sees a new Peter Parker. This Peter Parker is from another universe, so let's call that Peter Earth 2. Peter Parker. He's just a flat-out loser. He lost. He doesn't see Aunt May anymore. He's behind on bills. He's fat. Mary Jane wanted kids. He didn't want kids. And now he's a loser. and he's trying to get home, and he's glitching in the Matrix because he can't survive because his atoms are different. It's kind of like if you saw The Flash season 3, not season 3, season 2, except, you know, their particles are killing them. So you find out that Gwen Stacy that Miles saw at school is actually a Spider-Woman. I'm not gonna call her Spider-Man. She's a Spider-Woman, and they're trying to get back to their own Earth. Miles has different powers than any other Spider-Man. He can turn invisible. He's got Venom powers. There's a lot of crazy crap that goes on in this movie, but it's a lot of information. I just recommend people watching it. Like, this movie was by far the greatest. You know, Miles' uncle dies. Miles' uncle dying. Bro, that was so emotional because Miles just couldn't handle being Spider-Man. And the most heart-tugging part was when Peter was in Miles' college room, and he's like, yo, and Miles was like, no, I have to avenge my Spider-Man. And Earth 2 Peter was like, yo, if you want to avenge him, then, you know, force me to not stop you, because if you can't, then you're just going to get yourself killed, and that's not going to help anyone. He's just trying. He's trying to turn invisible. He's trying to hit him with that electricity spider venom, you know? He's just trying so much, and he just fails. And you know, they showed that even though you fail, you can still get back up and, you know, be the best you, you know?
Close to her goal.
And so I really did like this movie. This movie was just phenomenal. At the end, Spider-Man,
Full of Wall Street guys.
Miles ends up winning. It's Kingpin. He stops everything. And my boy 2099 shows up in the after credits, and he's like, bro,
Bam.
I'm trying to see other universes.
Obviously
Trying to
familiar
get me on
with
that
this
field
place.
trip, bro.
And that gives me
And
an idea
I
of
just
the
have a
future.
feeling that this is going to be a great sequel. This movie was great. I recommend people at all ages, old and young, to see this movie. This is just great. I love it, and I recommend y'all watching it. Now, I know I just ranted, not ranted, but I know I just dragged this review out, and I started talking about a lot of stuff at the same time and really not staying consistent. But this movie was just amazing to the point, like, I just couldn't stay consistent. Like, you know, this, like, a lot of cool stuff happened. And my boy Miles right here, well, not this one, but, you know, cartoon version. But this one right here, my boy Miles, he was just it. He was the GOAT in the movie. I was happy. The movie had a great soundtrack, which is obvious for any Marvel movie. But I really did like the soundtrack, and I just recommend y'all watching it. Now, I'm going to wrap this video up, guys, because I know I'm talking your ear off. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you put a thumbs. Make sure y'all hit the bell icon. Share this video. And have a great Christmas. Have a great Christmas and New Year's. And anywhere y'all are, if you don't celebrate it, make sure y'all be safe. And we will be posting more videos on this channel real shortly. So, yeah. I think that's about it. I think I'm done with this review. Might eat some dinner real soon. Anyway, guys, it's your boy Reezy here, and your boy, It's your boy Reezy here, and your boy Miles, and I'm signing out. Well, not me, Miles. I'm not Miles. I'm saying this Miles on the screen. Not me. I'm not Miles. I wish I was a Spider-Man, but then again, never mind. All right, guys, later.